Lining up. That's it. We're off and racing for this opening 4-year-old Goffs Tingle Creek 4-year-old maiden. And first to show, it is in front Disco Annie from Northfield, Minnesota on the inside of Kit's Cotty. On the outside of these, coming towards is Miss Mahler, and they're followed next in the field now. A good jump by Another Day Out. So they can make their way all safely over fence number 1. They continue to run along the side of the track, racing on towards the next fence they jump, which will be fence number 2. As they do so, Disco Annie from in second on the outside. It is Another Day Out. They're followed next in the field by Northfield, Minnesota. And next behind these is Lake Road, Kit Cotty, Miss Mahler. Indiana West is next, and they're followed behind these by Bayonetta. And behind these is Night Owl, and they're followed next in the field by Thoroughbred Hero. As they continue to run down along the back, next and behind these is Orby's River and Pippa McCree, as they continue their way down along the side of the track and race on towards the middle fence down along the back of the track, which is fence number 3. As they do so now, it is in front, moving through Another Day Out, and Chris O'Donovan, who's gone to the front, leading the way as they continue their way down towards the bottom bend. Shortly going to make their way left-handed back across and up to home straight for the first time. And as they do so, Another Day Out leads the way from in second, Disco Annie, Northfield, Minnesota, and they're followed next by Kit's Cotty. They're followed next in the field now as they swing the bend by Miss Mahler, who in turn is followed on the inside by Lake Road, who in turn is followed next in the field as they straighten up and come up the home straight, and behind these by Indiana West. Wider still is Night Owl, Orby's River, and their Tideways Hero. And they're followed by the one towards rear, which is Pippa McCree. Up over that fence, fence number 4 safely. Continue to run up the home straight, racing on towards the next fence they jump, which will be fence number 5 here in front of the parade ring. And as they do so, it is in front, leading the way, Disco Annie. On the outside, Another Day Out. They're followed by Northfield, Minnesota. Kit's Cotty is in 4th. They're followed by Miss Mahler, Lake Road. Indiana West is next with Bayonetta and Night Owl. On the outside is Honey Rollover, and they're followed on the inside by Orby's River. And the back pair are Tideways Hero, and the back marker of the field, Pippa McCree. They pass their point of departure, swing the bend, race on across the top of the track now, highest point, and run on towards the next fence they jump, which will be fence number 6. As they do so, Disco Annie, Sean Staples leads their way from in second, Another Day Out. They're followed by Northfield, Minnesota in 3rd. 4th is Kit's Cotty. They're followed next in the field by Lake Road in 5th, and the outside Miss Mahler in 6th. Bayonetta's next with Indiana West and Night Owl. And their Night Owl, and they continue the way next towards the next fence, and behind these is Orby's River, who in turn is followed next by Tideways Hero. And there in turn are followed on he's outside by Honey Roll Over, the back marker Pippa McCree. But stretching on in front, field are stretched out by the best part of 15 lengths now, and a slow jumping rear by Pippa McCree, but they head into the roadside, the back straight for their second time, and in front, Disco Annie has stretched on here by a couple of lengths from in second, Northfield, Minnesota. They're followed next in the field in 3rd by Another Day Out as they continue to run down towards this fence, which is the one in the back straight, fence number 3. And the next fence, which is going to be fence number 8, and as they do so, over safely in front, the back marker still Pippa McCree. The trees are obstructing our view as they wait for them to come back towards the bend, and as they do so, Disco Annie is in front from in second. It is in Northfield, Minnesota, Another Day Out, and they're followed by Kit's Cotty. Lake Road is now a clear 5th, and they're followed next in the field by Bayonetta with Miss Mahler. Night Owl is next with Orby's River, who's improved in the inside, getting closer. Honey Rollover is next with Tideway Hero. Indiana West has lost a few places, and the back markers Pippa McCree. Heading on towards this next fence, fence number 9, and as they come to it, in front, Disco Annie over by 4 lengths now from in second, Northfield, Minnesota. They're followed by Kit's Cotty, who's in 3rd. On the outside, Another Day Out in 4. They're followed next in the field by Lake Road, who's in 5. As they make their way up towards this next fence, fence number 10, of course, the last one in a circus time. As they do so, in front, it is Disco Annie by the best part of 5-6 lengths. Come to it, good jump from Northfield, Minnesota. Kit's Cotty's in 3rd. Another Day Out in 4. Lake Road is in 5. They're followed next in the field and behind these now by Miss Mahler, Night Owl, Tideway Heroes, and Orby's Rivers creeping into it all the time. Bayonetta's next with Honey Roll Over in the back marker. It is Pippa McCree. Pulled up there was Indiana West before fence number 10. Head out in the final circle and quickly race on towards the one that will be 5 from the finish. In front, Disco Annie still has Travelling strong in front, leads the way from in second, Northfield, Minnesota. Kid Cotty goes into third. They're followed next in the field by Miss Maller, and they're followed next in the field by on the outside Night All. And behind these is a Harding pair, another day out in Lake Road, as they make their way on towards this next one, the one that'll be fourth from the finish. In front, Disco Annie still has a 4-5 length advantage from in second, Kid Cotty, Northfield, Minnesota, and the inside in third. They're queuing up in behind now. It is Miss Maller, Lake Road, Orby's River, still getting there all the time. Night All is ridden for a few strides, and they're followed next in the field by another day out, Tideway's Hero, and they're followed in behind these by Bayonetta. Pulled up was Pippa McCree, and also pulled up was Honey Roll Over. Racing into the back straight now, continue to run on towards the one that'll be 3 from the finish, and as they run along by the roadside and head on towards this fence, the one that'll be 3 out, it is in front, leading the way Disco Annie by best part of 6 lengths from Northfield, Minnesota, and Kid Cotty, who's in third. As they continue their way down towards the bend now, shortly going to swing left-handed and back across towards the home straight to turn in with 2 left to jump. Disco Annie was in front as they come back into view now. From in second and behind these now is ridden as Lake Road, who's gone into second. Kids Cotty, who's in third. They're followed by Northfield, Minnesota. These 4 have quickly drawn away from another day out. Miss Maller, Night All, Orby's River, and Tideway's Hero are going to be probably pulled up. Up to home straight they come. It's Disco Annie on the outside. It's Lake Road throwing down a challenge now, coming with a good challenge towards the second last. Come to it. And it is Disco Annie from Lake Road, half a length down on the outside, but closing. They're followed by Kids Cotty back in third. Northfield, Minnesota, and another day out. That's all remain. The remainder are pulled up the home straight. Race on down towards the final fence now, and as it do so, and it's on the outside, Lake Road, who's gone to the front for the first time, leads by a length, and is stretching on from in second, Disco Annie to the final fence. Lake Road comes to it with a length and a half advantage at the last. Lake Road comes to it, measures it beautifully over safely, and up towards the line. Lake Road is going to score from Maria Harding. Aidan, when colours of Aidan Murray scores first time out at Order Shantou, wins this good mare's Maiden. From in second and behind them, it is a long time leader, Disco Annie. They were followed next and behind these by Tideway, by Kids Cotty, who is third, and they were followed by Northfield, Minnesota, fifth and final finisher, and another day out.